Hello! Today let's join my football channel starting with English Premier League football, season 2025-26 matchday 5, September 27 6:30 p.m, Brentford vs Manchester United, 9 p.m, Chelsea vs Brighton, Crystal Palace vs Liverpool, Manchester City vs Burnley, Leeds United vs AFC Bournemouth, September 27 11:30 p.m, Nottingham Forest vs Sunderland, September 28 2 a.m, Tottenham Hotspur vs Wolverhampton Wanderers, September 28 8 p.m, Aston Villa vs Fulham, Newcastle United vs Arsenal, September 30 2 a.m, Everton vs West Ham United. Spanish La Liga football, season 2025-26 matchday 6, results last night, Osasuna draw with Elche 1-1, Real Oviedo lost to Barcelona 1-3, Spanish La Liga football, season 2025-26 table through matchday 6, the lead belongs to Real Madrid with 18 points, the second is Barcelona with 16 points, the third is Villarreal with 13 points. And fourth is Espanyol with 11 points. Spanish La Liga football, season 2025-26 matchday 7, September 27 2 a.m, Girona vs Espanyol, September 27 7 p.m, Getafe vs Levante, September 27 9:15 p.m, Atletico Madrid vs Real Madrid, September 27 11:30 p.m, Mallorca vs Alaves, September 28 2 a.m, Villarreal vs Athletic Bilbao, September 28 7 p.m, Rayo Vallecano vs Sevilla, September 28 9:15 p.m, Elche vs Celta de Vigo, September 28 11:30 p.m, Barcelona vs Real Sociedad, September 29 2 a.m, Real Betis vs Osasuna. French Ligue 1 football, season 2025-26 matchday 6, September 27 1:45 a.m, Strasbourg Alsace vs Olympique Marseille, September 27 10 p.m, Lorient vs AS Monaco, September 28 12 a.m, Toulouse vs Nantes, September 28 2:05 a.m, Paris Saint-Germain vs Auxerre, September 28 8 p.m, Nice vs Paris FC, September 28 10:15 p.m, Angers vs Brest, Metz vs Le Havre, Lille vs Olympique Lyon, September 29 1:45 a.m, Stade Rennes vs Lens, German Bundesliga football, season 2025-26 matchday 5, September 27 1:30 a.m, Bayern Munich vs Werder Bremen, September 27 8:30 p.m, FC St. Pauli vs Leverkusen, VfL Wolfsburg vs RB Leipzig, FSV Mainz vs Borussia Dortmund, FC Heidenheim vs FC Augsburg, September 27 11:30 p.m, Borussia Mönchengladbach vs Eintracht Frankfurt, September 28 8:30 p.m, SC Freiburg vs TSG Hoffenheim, September 28 10:30 p.m, FC Cologne vs VfB Stuttgart, September 29 12:30 a.m, Union Berlin vs Hamburger SV. Calcio Serie A football, season 2025-26 matchday 5, September 27 8 p.m, Como vs Cremonese, September 27 11 p.m, Juventus vs Atalanta, 1:45 a.m, Cagliari vs Inter Milan, September 28 5:30 p.m, Sassuolo vs Udinese, September 28 8 p.m, Pisa vs Fiorentina, Roma vs Hellas Verona, September 28 11 p.m, Lecce vs Bologna, September 29 1:45 p.m, AC Milan vs Napoli, September 29 11:30 p.m, Parma vs Torino, 30 Sep 1:45 p.m, Genoa vs Lazio, English EFL Championship football, season 2025-26 matchday 7, September 27 2 a.m, West Bromwich Albion vs Leicester City, September 27 6:30 p.m, Coventry City vs Birmingham City, Swansea City vs Millwall, Wrexham AFC vs Derby County, September 27 9 p.m, Southampton vs Middlesbrough, Charlton Athletic vs Blackburn Rovers, Stoke City vs Norwich City, Sheffield Wednesday vs Queen's Park Rangers, Preston North End vs Bristol City, Ipswich Town vs Portsmouth, Watford vs Hull City, Oxford United vs Sheffield United.